beautiful yogis. Thank you for joining. I'm Angelique, Annette is here on my side, and we will guide you through a practice. She will be demoing. I'll be talking you through mostly. Feel good practice. And what makes me feel good doesn't necessarily make you feel good, or you. So more than ever, it's important that you listen to your own body, honor its boundaries. And just tune in with the possibilities of today's practice. We're going to start nice and easy in a child's pose. So let's come to the back of the mat. Feel free to spread the knees out so you give a little bit more space for the breath, the rib cage, and walking your hands forward. If the head cannot rest onto the floor, it might be a good idea to have a block or a cushion or a pile of blankets ready for you. And allowing yourself to soften here, to take a couple of breaths in and out through your nose. So there's no distraction, there's nothing to see, and that can help you to turn inwards. And a couple of deep breaths here, nurturing breaths, the biggest one so far. Exhale, empty out. Inhale, nice and steady. Exhale fully. One more big breath. And exhale, empty out. Start to activate. Elbows are lifting up from floor. And I'll walk your hands over to the right side. So we're stretching the side body on the left. Feel that lengthening, maybe even the left hand on top of your right hand, but it's totally up to you. Does it feel good or too intense? And relaxing the upper body, maybe it drapes over your thigh. One more big breath in. And a full exhalation out. Prepare to come out, walk back to center on the inhale. And then all the way to the left side on your exhalation. And again, a moment here, and Annette is already placing her right hand on top of left. You have that possibility. Never necessary. Just see if this side feels any different or you feel nice and balanced. Exhale, emptying. And then on your inhalation, hands walking forwards again, back to the center, and stay on an exhalation. And shift your weight forwards into the hands and into the knees, and bringing the knees right underneath your hips, so you probably have to bring them slightly closer, hands directly underneath your shoulders. And first warming up the spine, a couple of cat-cows. So as you inhale, tailbone lifts, belly softens, heart opens. And as you're exhaling, start to point the tail down, draw the belly in, and rounding your spine. Wildcat. Inhale, cow tail of your spine. Exhale, wildcat, rounding. Let's do two more. Moving on the rhythm of your breath and slowing down. And then after this exhalation, come to neutral spine in the center. Lengthen through the heart, pressing the hands firmly into the floor, and then pull the belly a little bit more in. Right leg reaching back, toe pointing down. If you can't feel it, you can look. And then from here, sending your left arm forward, clawing the right fingertips into the floor. Center of the body nice and strong. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, contract knee and elbow towards each other. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, knee and elbow. One more like this. Inhale. Exhale, draw it in. Bringing the hand down, no, we're not. Bringing the hand behind the back. Bend your leg, grab your foot. And maybe shift more weight into the right hand, the one that's on the floor. You open up the heart. Your shoulders moving back as the heart opens, the shoulder stretches. And kicking the foot into the hand for 3, for 2, and 1. And then from there, release. I like a wildcat in between. Feel what you like. And then finding your way back into neutral to set up the second side. Hands under the shoulders again. Left leg back first. The toe pointing down. So you kind of feel that the hip bones pull together. And then from there, sending your right arm to the front. Neck long, so the gaze is down on an inhale. On an exhalation, draw the knee and elbow towards each other. 3 times in total. Again, slow and steady breath. Inhalations, exhalations, even. Number 2. Number 3. And draw it in. And from there, that bind, reach it out, bend the leg. Where is the foot? And shifting the weight into the left hand, kick the foot. And open up through your chest. 3, 2, and 1. Back to tabletop position. Doing what you did on the first side. And then getting ready. Walking your hands a palm print forward so they're on the top of your mat. Tucking the toes into the floor, lift your knees 2 centimeters above it. Above the floor. And then press away with the hands. So you want to move your shoulders back, hips move back towards the heels. So your belly towards your thighs. And then from there, we slowly start to find our way to dog pose. So keep squeezing your elbows together as you start to straighten the legs. One more than the other. Hello, hamstrings. And then from your first downward facing dog, start to walk forward to the top of the mat. So feel free to keep your feet slightly separated. If you prefer together, you can. Hands to shins, flat back. Inhale. Exhale, folding over your legs. Soften the knees, roll up. And feel free to reach your arms up to sky if you want. And then bringing the hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. And take a moment here to connect back to the rhythm of the breath. To connect your feet firmly down into the floor. Feel the engagement from the soles of the feet up into the legs, aligning your body here. Pelvis neutral, heart open, shoulders soft, following that breath, that rise and fall of the breath, that slow and steady rhythm. Maybe a soft ujjayi. Take a moment to set an intention. Just being grateful that you showed up to yourself, that you showed up on your mat, ready to practice, ready to have fun, and to feel good. Maybe not now, maybe at the end. And then bowing your forehead into the fingertips, sealing it in. Release your arms next to the body, blink your eyes open. Arms rising out and up, inhale. Fold over your legs on an exhalation. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. On an exhalation, right foot back, knee down onto floor. Feel free to untuck your toes. Setting your arms up to sky. First, low lunge. Grab your right wrist and then move it all the way over to the left. So making sure your foot and back knee are slightly separated. Yeah, they're not too much behind each other. That's gonna give you a bit more balance. And we're stretching that right side body. Coming out on an inhale, arms reach up. On an exhalation, hands to floor, tuck your toes, lift the knee. Step to high plank. Now first take a moment in high plank, meaning that the knees are off the floor. Then press away from your toes, so you lengthen forward, super strong hands. In the first round, feel free to bring the knees down. If you want to, you can do it the whole class through. Exhale halfway down, baby chaturanga. Inhale, press up to plank. Double push-up. Exhale, lower down. I'm gonna show you the version onto the belly. From there, look at my shoulders, they're relaxed, but they're lifted. So there's an engagement between the shoulder blades. And then squeeze your elbows as you press the tops of the feet down. Cobra, inhale. Back to floor, exhale. Press to hands and knees, tuck your toes. Belly to thighs as we did earlier, downward facing dog from there. From your down dog, right leg reaches back and up. On an exhalation, draw the knee into nose and step through, back knee down. And again, arms rise up. This time keep your toes tucked under. Arms rise. So low lunge. And then from this low lunge, draw the hips back into a half split pose with or without the fingertips onto the floor. So if your fingers are off the floor, reach the fingers back. So you might even feel the muscles in your upper arms. Try to use the strength into the leg. So you're pressing that heel down and you kind of pull it back into the sockets. So stretching the back of that leg as we still breathe. Spine long, leg long. We're gonna get ready to step forward. So bend your knee. Left foot meets the right, half lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise arms up to sky. Exhale, fold over legs. Flat back on an inhalation. Left foot back on an exhalation. Knee down, untuck toes if you want to. Arms rising up to sky on an inhale. Grab your left wrist and then move it all the way over to the right side. We're going to take a moment here. So the idea is that you keep your chest open here. So looking forward will help you. Pull the pubic bone slightly up, send the tailbone down. And then rising your both arms up to sky, inhale. Hands to floor on an exhalation, back knee lifts. Step back into plank. Okay, so hot yoga has a double push-up. Annette has been on a holiday. She just forgot. So come to your tips of toes. So you're lengthening through the heart, core strong, with or without the knees. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to your plank pose. Exhale, lower down, maybe all the way to the belly. Maybe not. Straight into an upward facing dog if you wish. Find your way to downward facing dog. Left leg back and up. Inhale. Step between the hands as you exhale. Release the right knee, but keep the toes tucked under. Arms rise up. Inhale. Half split pose on an exhale, with or without the fingers, yeah? So I'm just using a little bit more power in the legs. So feel that you squeeze the legs together, so, whoops, and the hips are on the same level. Crown to the front of the mat, sit bones back. Another big breath in, another full breath out, and then prepare to step forward, rebend. Inhale, lengthen, feet step together. Exhale, forward fold. Now rising all the way up with your arms on an inhalation. Keep the hips square, vertical twist to the right on an exhale. Inhale, arms forward up. Twist to the left on an exhalation. Inhale, arms forward up. Exhale, fold over legs. Okay, halfway lift on an inhalation, double fold. Exhale again, folding. And then halfway lift, prepare. Ground your palms, step or jump back. High push-up position. Good. So we'll stay a little longer in your high plank pose. Why? Because you can. Because you have more power than you think you do. But just noticing for yourself, yeah? Annette already has it. So she's on the tips of the toes. The heels are above the toes. She's squeezing her legs together as if there is a thin piece of paper you cannot drop. And that connects you to the core center as well. So it's adduction, core. Pubic bone pulls towards the chest. Your chest lengthens forward as you press the hands all the way into the floor. Neck stays long. Feel free to lower your knees. You can. Lower Chaturanga, press to plank. That's why. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana, which is low plank. Coming all the way to the belly if you wish, cobra or up dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale. Good. So from your downward facing dog, we'll start with the peeing dog with the right leg. So reach your right leg up, bend the knee and open the hip. So your right hip is a bit higher than the left. That's it. And then as you're doing that, Try to think of elbows squeezing together to the midline so that right shoulder doesn't lift too much up. It's a bit counterintuitive, right? So it feels that the right shoulder wants to lift up the moment that you want to bring the leg further. So we need to put a little bit of awareness into the core section of the body. So instead of just flaring the ribs out, so you want to find an integration from the center. Beautiful. Now from here, stay on your inhalation. On an exhale, prepare to bring your knee to nose. So you're coiling into that center line. And then look forward, step through. Soft landing. Beautiful. High crescent on an inhale. Your arms reaching all the way up to sky. Softening the shoulders as you soften the back knee as well. So allow that knee to bend a bit more. So it's easier for the shoulders to stag on top of the hips. Now, bend your left arm. So your hand is going to go in between the shoulder blades. Other way around. Yeah. So left arm. Yeah. So you see she's holding their elbow with the right fingertips. And this is half cow face pose. Now, somehow, I don't know why. Maybe because I just got better. I have a lot of muscle ache in my arm. I definitely feel this one. Big stretch here. Maybe you don't feel it so much. Right? But let's see. If you want to, you can bring that right arm behind the back. So you can go for the full version, where are the fingers, or even give yourself a hand, shake your hand. If this is too much, go back to where you came from, or use something that lengthens, like a strap or a sock. Yeah, and can we try to move that right shoulder back as the shoulder blade is going to be pulled into the back body. Mm-hmm. All right, now from here, we're going to make a transition into a standing split. So the back knee starts bent, and then you're going to press away from the back foot, hinge forward, shift weight as you release your hands. Now, feel free to just stay into a regular standing split. That might be challenging enough, but if you want to have a bit more challenge, you can also bend the top leg, and what we did in the beginning on our knee, we can do from here. Right hand is going to catch the foot. Where is it? Yes. And then think of heart opening. So you're going to press the floor away with that right foot, left fingertips stay, lengthen the heart. Kick, kick, kick. 3, 2, 1. If you have your foot, let it go. Regular standing splits. Start to bend your right knee and then step it back. Slower than you want to. You can release the knee down onto the floor. Inhale, arms rise, palms touch. Kneeling salute. Exhale, head to knee. Inhale, rise. Turn to the back of your mat. Kneeling salute, knee first, and then the head to knee. Inhale, rise. Turn forward. And on an exhalation, release your hands all the way down to the floor. Step back, high plank, double push-up vinyasa. Come forward before you lower on the exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, left leg up to the sky, peeing dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. And we're going to stay there for a couple of breaths. So feel if this side feels any different. Putting awareness into the shoulders. So it starts at the palms. So you connect the palms into the floor, lining up your wrists, your elbows hugging in. So that left shoulder doesn't lift up too much. Core stay strong, ribs together, belly into spine. Lower back long, knee a little bit higher. Only an inhalation. And then as you exhale, draw the knee into nose, slowly, slowly, as Annette is doing. That's super nice. Step it all the way through. There we go. Rise up, high crescent. Soften the shoulders, soften the right knee. So it's easier to stag the shoulders above the hips. This time the right arm bends. That's it. Hand in between the shoulder blades. So you can do that half version first of all. And then from there, of course, if you can, and if you want to give it a try, and you did it on the first side, yes, second side. So one elbow is up and one elbow is down. So we're combining internal rotation with an external rotation. Maybe a clasp of your fingers. Maybe length with a sock or a towel. Good. And again, we're going to go into standing split. So hinge forwards, pressing away from that right foot, and then let go of your arms. Lift it up. Yes. Yeah. Feel free to stay right there. And that leg is quite high, actually. So some of you will have the leg a little lower. That's fine. Yeah. So that might be enough for you. But if you want to go a bit further, bend your right leg. Left hand goes to the foot. Like, hey, where is my foot? Yes. And then kick the foot into the hand. Like a little string, right? Open the heart. So come to your fingertips or even the block. Yes. Yeah. It's a little bit like a weird dancer, huh? A twisted dancer somehow. Because normally in a dancer pose it would be the same hand. But this is what we did on the knee in the beginning. It's gonna come back. So from here, let go of the foot, indeed, standing split. Lift your chest as you start to bend your left knee. And then left knee only, not the right. Step it all the way back, knee to floor, big step. Kneeling salute, back knee down, arms rise, palms meet. Exhale, fold, head to knee. Inhale, rise, turn to the back of your mat. Kneeling salute, back knee down and fold. Inhale, rise, turn forward. Exhale, release your hands all the way down onto the floor. Step back, plank. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana, back to your version of plank. Exhale, lower down. Upward dog, inhale. Beautiful, opening into the chest and collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yes, one big breath in. Full breath out. Letting go of any tension. Right leg up to the sky. Peeing dog. And then draw your knee to nose directly on an exhalation. Back to peeing dog. Exhale, knee to nose. And just one more time. Inhale, hip opening version. Exhale, knee to nose in slow motion. Step it through. Both arms lift all the way up to sky on an inhalation. Eagle arm, so that means your right arm underneath your left. Upper arms cross. And then the lower arms meet. Palms perhaps meet. If that is too intense, you're going to bring the back of the hands towards each other. And then if you can, elbows are slightly higher. On an exhalation, soften the shoulders down the back. So you're not pulling them down, but you just allow a bit of release, a bit of softness here. What makes you feel good? And then from there, we're going to move into full Garudasana. Now, when we do that, think of that hinge forward as we did earlier. So you're going to press away from the left foot, not too intense, but the right knee stays bent and you're going to wrap the leg. Yeah. And that double wrap as Annette is doing is optional. You can also keep the foot on the outside of your calf muscle. It's a bit easier. Or even the toe down onto the floor. Thank you for demoing that. She was thinking it's not intentional. So can we bring the bum back and down? A bit lower in your seat. And can you send the knees to the left because they want to go to the right side of your mat. So knees underneath your elbows. Finding your balance for 3, 2, 1. Slowly moving through third warrior. So release your leg first. Arms extend like in that half split pose we did. Keep it, just keep it. She's like, yes, and now what? Just balance. And then start to bend your right knee more. Slower than you want to, slower. Step back, inhale, arms rise. High crescent, palms meet. Exhale, kneeling salute. Yes, knee down and fold. Inhale, rise, turn all the way to the back of the mat. Kneeling salute on an exhalation. Flowing through, inhale, lift. Turn and turn. Exhale, hands down onto the mat. Before you go anywhere, can you bring your knee into chest as we stop there? And then step it back, high plank, any version of your plank. Exhale, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, back up to your plank. Exhale, lower down, slowly and controlled. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. A big breath in, maybe again fluttering your lips. Yes. You didn't hear that, I did. Left leg up to the sky, peeing dog. Draw the knee to nose on an exhalation. 3 in total. Nice. Inhale, peeing dog. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose in slow motion, stepping it in between the hands. And then rise up, high crescent pose on an inhalation. Left arm underneath the right, eagle arms, exhale. Elbows a little higher. Shoulders soft and down the back. There we go. And feeling this nice stretch into the neck. Well, hopefully it's nice. I like it. Hey, you too. Well, good. So, something that makes us feel good, right? And then we're going to go into full Garudasana, eagle pose. Prepare. Look at something that's not moving, and I'm pressing away from the right foot. However, not too much. You'll be off balance when you do so. Yeah. And the left leg stays bent as you're wrapping the leg on top, because then you can wrap the leg up high. And you're squeezing the legs into each other. Squeezing the arms into each other. Yes, the double fold option, otherwise just foot on the side. Yeah, and bringing the hips a bit more down. So think like chair. Super nice. Good. And it's just fine tuning when you have your balance, moving the knees a bit to the right side. 3 more. 2 and 1. So from here, coming out with your leg, extend it back, like kicking it back, arms extend, fly your wings, find your balance. Ooh, yes. You're literally flying here. Start to bend your right knee, like a pendulum, leg above the floor, and then you're stepping back. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, kneeling salute, so knee down, head to knee. Inhale, rise, turn to the back of your mat. Exhale, kneeling salute. The last one. Inhale, rise up. Turn all the way forward and release your hands underneath your shoulders. Press the floor away, left knee nose. Yes, that's it. Step back, high plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, back to plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Well done. Taking a big breath. Soften, empty out. Start to bring the gaze forward as you lift your heels and bend your knees, belly to thighs. Step or jump forward. Soft landing. Forward fold. Just feel free to separate your feet a bit further. Hold on to elbows. Maybe start with the knees bent. I know there's a lot of space, so don't be fooled by what you see. Listen to your own body. More important than ever, what makes you feel good. It doesn't serve you if you are doing what Annette is doing and you're like, oh my God, that pull on my hamstrings, my butt cheeks. Yeah, when I look at Annette, I can see that she can be relaxed here. So if that's not the case, adjust, bend the knees more. Good. Start to come back into stillness. Nice. From there, release your fingertips to floor. Soften the knees if they were straight. And we're going to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. So coming all the way up to a standing position as we're going to get into a simple tree pose. So shifting your weight into the left foot, picking up your right knee into stork. And before you go anywhere, noticing that we can use the core center of the body for stability. So this is our focus area. Also side and lower back, your hips, everything together. Now tree pose, you can bring the foot above or of course below the knee. So making sure you don't press the knee out to a place that it doesn't like. There's external rotation in the right leg from the hip, so the knee follows. And the arms wherever you are comfortable with. I'm going to come back for 3, 2, 1. Coming out, single leg mountain. And slowly bringing the foot back to the floor and shifting weight into the right foot, picking up your left knee. First of all, take a moment to feel and to check in. Am I stabilizing from the core center? Am I squeezing my legs into the center? And then again, that same variation, tree pose. So you can move the foot. Noticing how this side is. Is there any difference? You can send your arms up if you want to. And I was doing a fallen tree. That's not literally falling, but it's left hand to left knee, right arm stretching over to the side. So there's a bit more stretch into the outer right hip, the side waist. So that was 3 and 2 and 1. Single leg mountain, inhale. Bringing the foot down onto the floor, exhale, and release your arms. Feet together. Tree pose with Utkatasana. So you can start with the fingers moving all the way down to the floor as you lower your bum. Keep your bum down as you send your arms up or forward. Legs squeeze in, belly goes in, lower back long. 3, 2, 1, tippy toe chair. So you're gonna come with the arms back, they're reaching back like we have done earlier in that warrior 3. You're gonna send the weight onto the tips of your toes, your heels lifting, ankle squeezing. 3, 2, 1, chair, heels down, arms forward. Inhale, and then this time exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Find your way to plank, stepping or jumping, moving through a vinyasa, meaning to lower down on the exhalation. Inhale, press to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right leg is gonna come up, bent knee, open hip. Feel free to stay here or to do your knee to noses or to flip into a wild thing. Left leg stays straight. You can keep your toes point to the long side of your mat because think of your right foot, this one, as a sticker, and you're gonna peel the foot off the floor. So we'll start to balance on the left foot, left hand, and then your right foot is gonna step forward slowly, and if possible, without the hand down. There we go. And then turn the back foot flat, warrior 2. Aha! That's it. Simple warrior 2. Virabhadrasana. So if you look over your right fingertips, you see what your knee is doing, and it has the knee nicely aligned with the second and third toe, exactly the way I like it. I hope you like it. So that should feel okay. Yeah? So the back foot is anchoring you down into the floor. Now from here, flipping the hands to the long side of the mat, looking to the back of the mat. Send your right arm forward and down, left hand goes up to sky. Yeah? Now, extended side angle or triangle bent knee looks a lot the same. So what we'll do from here, making sure that you keep the length into the side body, so not rounding. Sometimes I see people rounding a lot. It helps you to bring that right arm on the inside. Is the block in the right position for you? Maybe a bit more here. And then we're going to go into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance from here. So you can look down. I just moved the block a little bit more. So she's bringing the right hand in front of the right foot onto the block or onto the floor, taking the left leg up, but keep the hip open. And the foot is flexed. You see that? That's beautiful. What happens if you're using engagement of the foot and the flexion? You see this happening in between your toes. Yeah? So you're spreading your toes like rah. All of that energy. Good. So hip is open, shoulder open. She's lifting up the hands. Maybe you want to play with a variation, lifting up the fingertips off the floor, or a bound version, sugarcane. Starting to bend the top leg. Now it's same hand, same foot. That's it. I could have easily said that binding was the theme today. Huh? So this is optional, right? This is a lot of stretching to the front of the body. It's also a backward bend. She's kicking the foot into the hands and turning a bit more over towards the sides. Beautiful. Sugarcane. From sugarcane back to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Realign. Now the foot is already right. So we're going to step back into warrior two. So start to bend your right knee. Step it all the way back. Reverse on an inhale. On an exhalation, windmill both hands all the way down to floor. Just take a moment here to squeeze the knee into the chest and in slow motion step back. Maybe a one-legged plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, press it up to your version of plank. Exhale, lower down. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. And then all of that on the other side. And we'll start with the left leg up. Bend knee, open hip, peeing dog. Possibly flip your dog. So there's enough time to also just stick with peeing dog or the knee to nose. Now her right foot is kind of parallel to the short edge of the mat. There we go. Yeah, so a little toe side into the floor. Peel that other foot off the mat. And then slowly, slower than you want to, we're shifting weight into right hand, right foot. And then your left foot is going to step forwards in 4, 3, 2, 1. And then from there, warrior two. So back foot turns out the other way. Rise up. And of course, you know, you can retry. You can always pause the video and do it again. Or you do it again next time. Warrior two. Beautiful. Just taking that moment to check in with the front knee. Where is it pointing at? Second and third toe. Flip your palms to the long side of the mat. Look to the back hands. Send it forward. Triangle bent knee. So left arm is going to guide the left knee out. It's a gentle reminder. It's not too much pressing. Good. Okay, I'm just going to move your block to this side. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. So you can start by looking down, bringing the left hand towards the block, right hand to the hip, and then shifting the weights. Stepping in first, that's totally fine and allowed. And then as you're lifting up that leg, so firing up that leg again, the toes turn a bit more out to the side. And from there, the hip can open, the shoulder can open, the arm can reach up. Feel so free to stay right here or to play with a lot of core integrity. And then the left hand can lift up from the floor. Or sugarcane, or even both. So as you're bending the top leg, find the foot and start to kick the foot into the hand as you start to stretch more through the quad, the front of your right leg. That's it. Super nice. And opening towards the side rather than down. So it's as you did in peeing dog. So you kind of stag the right hip on top of the left. Good. Last moment here. Letting go of the foot first. Ardha Chandrasana, finding alignment. Start to bend the left knee. Let that leg float. And then reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale both the hands towards floor. Step it back. Slowly, steadily. Your version of plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press to plank. Exhale, lower down. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. Find your way to downward facing dog on an exhalation. Nice. And then from this down dog, bringing the gaze forward as you lift your heels and bend your knees, belly to thigh, step or jump to sit. Yes. Lie down onto the back. And then taking your knees into chest. We've done quite a bit on one leg. So we're gonna have also a nice hip opener, and not the one that I'm in right now. I'm just chilling out here. So we'll first of all do one bridge. If you prefer a wheel, you can, of course. But we'll stretch through the front body. So soles of the feet down onto the mat. You can bring them wide, not too close by, not too far away. Just right. So then when you come up, you feel no pressure into the knees. You feel, yeah, that's good. Yeah. You can bring the hands to meet, and if they cannot, you can hold on to the outside edge of the mat. If you can bring the palms together, lace the other index finger on top, squeeze, 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 open up through the heart. And I said if you want to do a wheel pose when you're at home, feel free to do so. So bringing the hands next to the ears, fingers pointing at the shoulders, and then rise up onto hands and feet. Last 3. 2. 1. Remove your arms out to the sides first, and then lower down slowly. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Feel free to windshield wipe your legs a couple times. And then we're gonna take a figure 4 into a twist. So we'll start with the right ankle on top of your left thigh. First of all, the figure 4. So you're threading your right arm in between that space and your left arm around. Hold on to the back of your thigh or shin bone. Yeah. And the more you're gonna bring the legs in, the more you'll feel it, outer hip region. See if you can soften the shoulders down. So your muscle that uses that you use to bring the legs in is the one in between the shoulder blades, and not the shoulder itself. Nice. Good. So as said, we're going to take this figure 4 into a twist. So first of all, release your arms on the level of your shoulders. Widen. Bring the left foot onto the floor to lift your hips up. Bring your hips to the right side of the mat. Yeah. And an eagle leg version, optional, or just knees next to each other. And from there, we're going to twist the legs over to the left. So keep your right shoulder down onto the floor. Just close your eyes. Take a moment to breathe in that twist. So also, if you were doing this practice in the evening, this is one of the poses that is going to help you to find a better sleep. A pose that will help you to unwind. Literally wrenching out all the things we no longer need. And taking all the time you need to come out and to set it up for the second side. So unravel the legs as you lift them up, bringing them into the chest one more time. Hips align into the center again. Figure 4, left ankle, right thigh. Yes. And then that left arm threads in between, right arm around. So we're grabbing the shin or, of course, your thigh. Bringing the legs in a bit more. Slowing down the breath. Where can we let go? What can we do to make us feel even better? Knowing that soon you can relax fully. First of all, that nice stretch into the hip, the opening. And then prepare for the last twist. So releasing your arms first on the level of your shoulders. And then bringing the right foot onto the mat so you can lift your hips and move them to the left. So you can keep the left leg on top of the right as if you're sitting on a chair. You can lift the foot up and then lower to the right side. Or just stag your knees on top of each other. That's it. Let the left shoulder soften down. Let the eyes close. Enjoying these last breaths in the twist. And then without too much movement, very organically, we're gonna come out of the twist. You can bring the legs into the chest one more time, unravel. Wrap the arms around, give yourself a big hug, a well-deserved thank you. And then when you're ready, you're gonna move to Savasana. Relaxation pose. So release your feet to the corners of the mat. Your arms slightly away from the body, palms can face up. Any last wiggles you need to do to get comfortable, perhaps cover up with a blanket. And in today's posture breakdown, we'll have in a couple of minutes, we're gonna have nice shoulder openers. So if you feel tight in your shoulders, you should definitely do this one. You can always look it up later when we put it in the library. So thank you, Annette, for demoing. Just stay there for a moment. Thank you at home for joining. I hope it feels good. I hope you feel even better right at this moment. Doing nothing, just observe how thoughts can pop up, how the unconscious is becoming more aware in the subconscious, from the subconscious into the conscious. So take your time, and whenever you're ready, don't forget to thank yourself. I hope we'll meet soon. Have a lovely day.
Namaste.